Hey everybody, Pastor David here. One of the things we've been doing in the series Jesus Changes Everything is really encouraging you to share your story of what Jesus is changing in your life or has changed in your life or is doing right now in this moment of disruption and obstacle. What is it that he can do? What's the opportunity? And we've been asking you to share those stories, to post them on social media, to talk about it, and most of all, more than any of those things, just to be open to the possibility that right now God can do something new and fresh and good in your life. He can take something that was intended for evil, make it good. He can take a point of trouble and give you a triumph. He can do something beautiful in your life because Jesus changes everything. And I thought I would participate in this with you and just share one of the places where Jesus has changed everything for me. One of the unique dynamics in my life, as many of you know, is that Shannon, her life too, it's unique for her. Shannon and I are not just husband and wife. We are co-workers on a church staff together. And we wouldn't have it any other way. I've loved working with my wife. We did it in Ukraine, and it's a joy to do it here, but it doesn't come without its set of layers and tension, largely that there's no boundary between home life and work life. It all just gets intermingled. And if things are going well at home, a lot of times that translates into things going well in our leading and interacting at work. But if we have a spat at home or there's tension at home, it's really hard for that not to affect what happens at work. And I'm thankful for gracious people around us to kind of give us some space sometimes when we need it, even if it's awkward. And one of the things that I have not done a great job at lately is knowing how to love Shannon as my wife, more than anything else, to cherish her, to hold her high, and at the same time have her as a coworker, to manage the dynamics of that relationship. I haven't done a great job of that, haven't even done a good job sometimes, and Shannon's expressed that, and I've heard her, and I've listened, and honestly, I've wanted to do better. And I haven't known how to do better sometimes. I haven't always been able to really change in a way that's been meaningful or felt by her. And so one of the things when everything went down with COVID that we realized is that we're going to have to redo a lot of ministry. And there was going to be an opportunity for some marriages, because husbands and wives were going to be at home together in ways that they usually weren't, and not be able to leave. And then at the same time, for many people, there's going to be kids there, which adds a whole nother dynamic of school. And there was a good need, as there always is, but even more so in that moment, to maybe do some sort of marriage study. And this is a book called Love and Respect that Shannon has heard great things about for a while. So we said, why don't we do an independent study that folks can follow on their own called Love and Respect? And we've done it, and we'll do it again. If you miss it, don't worry. We'll make it better. We'll figure out how to do it in an even better way in the future. You'll get an opportunity, but people have really appreciated it. It's been an incredible study, and I'll tell you who it's really helped is us, especially on this dynamic. I think in us being able to have this conversation about how Shannon's primary thing that she needs to feel is love, and for males it's respect. This book has been a platform for us to have these conversations and to also come back to the particular dynamic that we've been struggling with in our own life. And look, I'm not saying that I figured it out, or that this is fixed, or that I'm not going to continue to mess up and there's not going to continue to be tension. But what I can say, and I think Shannon would affirm it, is we've made some major steps forward and some long, tough, but good conversations. And Jesus has gotten in there and done some really good stuff. And I think know better how to love and cherish Shannon as my wife above all in every other circumstance. And I could say that before that I knew I needed to do that. But I think by God's grace and this conversation and this study, I think I know how to do it better. And I'm going to try so hard. And I'm just thankful. I'm thankful that this was one of those places where COVID gave us a unique opportunity to invest in our marriage, to do some good work, to offer something that wasn't great, and say, Jesus, change this. You change everything. And I just want to encourage you. This is what Jesus does. This is what Jesus loves to do. I was thinking about Pastor Silverio and I were thinking about Isaiah 61, something that Jesus quotes, where he stands up in the church and he says, the Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is on me because he has anointed me. And he says to proclaim good news for the poor, to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom from the captives and relief from darkness for the prisoners. And later on, he says to bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. And it's this instead that's the beautiful word there. We've got all these things, all these stresses, all these things that are not great that we've got to deal with right now. But instead of those things, right, we can give them to God, and we can see his beautiful, incredible work in them. He can change everything. And I just ask you, what is that in your life? Like, what is the thing that you need to give to God right now and say, Jesus, take these ashes and make them beautiful. Take my mourning and turn it into joy. Do the work that you need to do. Believe that Jesus can change everything, and open your heart to let him do it. I hope you will. Jesus changes everything, church. Peace.